Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Today we have an announcement from Sony. The PS5 Pro has been announced by Mark Cerny, and I am a little bit disappointed. I was waiting for new games from Sony. I still love my original pink PS5 I have. And I don't want a new Pro model. I just wanted new games, Let's see what Mark Cerny has to say.
But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience. When PS5 debuted in 2020, it brought a lot to the table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed complex gameplay, with character counts reaching into the hundreds and frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second. PS5 has a powerful RDNA 2 GPU, which can render anything from intricate details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for
okay, maybe let's fast forward it. I didn't expect this really.
Real-time game worlds. These are essentially unlimited. A sense of immersion to the sound of the games. With audio so real, you may not even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel...
it is good that they announced a new mid-range console because we needed more power for, full ray tracing and 60 frame per second. But at what cost? We need more games. Look at the games that they showed in this presentation. Some of them are just PS4 games. Ghost of Tsushima, I don't know. Spider-Man. Last of Us 2, for example. This is a PS4 game. And it is really disappointing after all these years we don't have new games, I don't know what is Sony planning, but we do really need more exclusive games on our console. How much different does they have? Yes, as they show that you have to choose between performance and fidelity, and yes, most people choose performance because the more frame rate makes the games more smooth and more interesting, of course.
The high frame rates the players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. First, we made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster. Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple. PSSR analyzes the game.
Well, the new AI is something interesting that makes the resolution better and with more performance.
Images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution of the games. Game creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the Big 3 involved, the results can be pretty amazing, with graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail.
It's a PS4 game. You show it in PS5 Pro? Really?
Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much.
It's 30 frames on this PS5 and PS4 Pro and even PS4, and this is PS5 Pro. The quality, it's not that noticeable. Yes, you see them side by side. The resolution on the rocks here are a little clearer. It's more sharp, It's better, but most people don't notice it. I mean, it's the gameplay that matters. It's the how the game feels, but not how the game. Yes, the looks, the graphics are important, but the main core of video games are its gameplay. It's how it make us feel. I mean, a little more resolution in performance.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rate has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Well, this is a PS5 game, yes. It looks great. But it's not that noticeable, you know, and even you see it in your eyes, it's really not that important.
And Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, we can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5.
Yes, it's double the performance.
Another way to compare.
Yes, like I have the Steam Deck here. The ROG Ally is the double performance of the Steam Deck, but I still prefer the Steam Deck because it is a great console, and it's what is important is not the more performance, it's how we feel about that console. I mean, I still love my console, my Steam Deck and my PS5.
Compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and
yes, its performance mode in PS5, it's the regular mode in PS5 Pro. It looks better, but does it really matter how the distance look?
Crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
It is not noticeable.
And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars. So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. A responsive game, Michelle and Booties and Rod part from the detail boost, that extra cinematic are focused on cars and gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, in Hogwarts Legacy I can say it's really look better in PS5 Pro, but the frame rate, I don't think it's 60 frame. It seems lower.
Allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
But also for further realism.
Let's lower the volume and just focus on the video. You know, it's not 60 frame, I guess. Okay, let's see the look of PS5 Pro. It looks okay. It is beautiful. I can't say that it is not. But I still love this pink model from the original, the fat model. And as I think it doesn't have the disk drive. No, I still think it is not 60 frames per second on Hogwarts Legacy. The vertical is censored separately. And $700? Really? This is so much. and it doesn't have it doesn't have a disk drive. You know, guys, I am really disappointed from Sony. I love PlayStation. I owned PS4, PS4 Pro, and I have PS5 now. But I don't know. In the PS3 era, I think it was one of the best game generation, and it had a lot of great exclusive games. We had Resistance, we had The Last of Us, the original. We had Uncharted 1, 2, 3. It was a great console, and the PS4 came. It was also really great. Uncharted 4 was really amazing. We had Last of Us Part 2. We had the Ghost of Tsushima. We had the Horizon. All of these games were amazing. I'm not sure why Sony doesn't introduce new games. I'm not sure if they have, I don't know, internal problems. I don't know. A lot of video games company have had to reduce the size of their the people that works there, and I think I don't know, maybe they have financial problem, or maybe I know it costs more to make video games, and the games are didn't become that expensive. The $60 became $70, but I don't know. I am really disappointed. I guess I still love this bad boy, you know. This console is still amazing, and I prefer to play on this more than my PlayStation, because games here are more amazing and it feels more great on this handheld. And the OLED screen, of course, it's really perfect. I don't know, I hope Sony do something in the future, or they might have problems. I don't know how the PS5 Pro is going to sell, but I'm sure a lot of fans of Sony and PS5 are not happy. Okay, everyone, what do you think about PS5 Pro and its price? Please give me your ideas, your suggestions in the comments below. I like to know what you think, and please hit that subscribe button. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.